Hi, so this is step 2 of 3 videos regarding the teaching of traveling through the dark and how you can write a personal parallel about it. So you've already watched video 1 and you've embraced this wonderful piece of literature. Remember, if you're not interested in poetry and it freaks you out to even see a poem, read the 2-paragraph version of Traveling Through the Dark that I created that is on page 11 in your reading and writing packet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the poem again, and then over here are some words that are really significant. And so literal or factual means these are the actual words. And then they all represent something. Remember, the very first assignment that you had was to read the first 3 or 4 pages of your reading and writing booklet about symbolism. And I gave you the symbols of the red rose being a symbol of love and water being a symbol of baptism. And you guys just actually finished taking a quiz about all of this. So you're going to need to think symbolically here. So what we're going to do is go back and forth and back and forth. And then on your third video is where you're going to actually download and print a worksheet that's going to help you with this. So traveling through the dark. So traveling through the dark, I found a deer. So what does the dark represent? What kinds of things go on in someone's life? Remember, whenever you look at a piece of literature, you see yourself in it, you see a reflection. What kinds of things go on in your everyday life journey that are dark? And I don't mean walking outside and it's pitch black outside. I mean dark, and we know that darkness can represent blindness or confusion or ignorance. So this person's traveling through the dark and finds a deer dead. So this is a problem. This is the antagonist. This is the thing that's keeping the person from getting what he wants. The person is on his life journey, just wanting to take the journey, and here's a problem. And we find dead deers or deer dead in this situation because that's the way that the author wrote it. We run into problems every day. I'm running into problems right now. So what kinds of problems or dead deers do we find in our everyday life? So it was dead on the edge of Wilson River Road. What kind of road, meaning on your journey in life, have you ever had a time when you're on your road of life and you're on the edge? You may have heard the term, oh my gosh, she's on the edge. Like it's a dangerous place to be, maybe physically, maybe emotionally, maybe spiritually, maybe religiously, where you're just on the edge and you could go either way. So it is usually best to roll them, meaning the problems or the deer, into the canyon. That road is narrow, to swerve might make more dead. So again, narrow, on the edge, you're on your road of life and you've come upon a part of your life where life is kind of narrow for you. There's not a lot of choices right now. You just kind of got to stick to the road the way it's going. And if you swerve either way off of your road of life, you're going to get hurt. So again, there's not a lot of choices. So what's going on in your life when your life is narrow and you don't have a lot of choices? By the glow of the taillight, I stumbled back of the car and stood by the heap. A doe, a recent killing. She had stiffened already, almost cold. I had dragged her off. She was large in the belly. So this person's driving a car in his road of life. So what would be different on this road of life if he were walking on this narrow road? He's not. He's driving on this narrow road. So in your journey through life, when you're driving a car, or and I don't mean necessarily literally, but when you're driving through your road of life, and you come upon this heap, a doe, a recent killing, you're coming across this problem, and it's a recent problem. It's not a problem that's been around for a long time that you've been dealing with. It's a recent problem. So how do you deal with that? My fingers touching her side brought me the reason. Her side was warm. Her fawn lay there waiting, alive, still, never to be born. Beside that mountain road, I hesitated. So this is a problem that doesn't, initially it looks like it's just this big, huge heap in the road, just this big problem you need to take care of. And then once you investigate it and try to take care of the problem, you realize, oh my gosh, it's more than I thought, because literally this deer is dead, but the baby inside is still alive, still never to be born beside that mountain road I hesitated. So what's going on in your life? Have you ever had a situation on your road in life when not only do you come upon a problem that you didn't create, it's just a problem there that you've decided you're going to take care of, or that you need to take care of. And once you start taking care of it, you realize, oh my gosh, this is much more involved than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so there's that. Let's go to this stanza or poem paragraph number 4. The car aimed ahead its lowered parking lights. Under the hood purred the steady engine. I stood in the glare of the warm exhaust turning red. Around our group, I could hear the wilderness listen. So what kinds of things are going on in your life when you stop and you're just standing there on the narrow road of life, and it's the dark and you're not really sure what you're supposed to do, so you're just staring there. But the car is symbolic because this is how you're traveling through life, in a car. And the car actually takes on different qualities here in this poem. First of all, it aims its lowered parking lights. That's an example of personification because it gives the car a human quality. And then we have it purr the steady engine. So this car is now animal-like because what do we know that purrs? We know that cats purr. So out in this wilderness, it's almost like this car is becoming part of the whole wilderness scene. Right now, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this stanza here is totally freaking me out, I totally don't get it, then don't worry about this stanza and move on to the last stanza or the last poem paragraph. I thought hard for us all, my only swerving, then pushed her over the edge into the river. Her meaning the dead deer with her living baby inside. So on your road in life, have you ever had to make a really difficult decision that you thought hard for everyone, and you made a decision that was a hard one to make, but you made it because you knew it was the right thing to do? This is how you analyze this poem. You do not have to have answers for all of these. These are just suggestions for you to look at. So what I want to do right now is go to video 3, and you're really going to want to watch video 3, and it's also going to give you your assignment. All of these things are downloads for you, except for the actual poem itself. That is in your booklet, as I said before. So I'm calling this video 2, and make sure you click on video 3.